Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been putting in the effort but kind of feeling like your bird is just, tolerating you, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to decode the secret flock language of your budgie today. Because actually, some of the things you do every single day, things you probably think make you a great owner, might literally be weakening your bond without you even realizing it.
Let's dive right into a massive misconception we humans have. Most of the ways we try to show love to our budgies mean absolutely zero to them. You might be showering them with expensive treats, maybe you upgraded their cage using top-tier affiliate links, or you spend hours trying to teach them entertaining tricks. But to your budgie, true affection looks completely different. You're likely missing the core of what they actually need. To really connect, you have to stop acting like a human and start speaking their language.
So, how do we do that? Well, it comes down to adjusting our daily routines with 6 specific micro habits. And the best part, each of these takes less than a minute to do. Once you start doing these consistently, you'll see a huge shift. Your budgie won't just tolerate you anymore. They will genuinely start seeking you out.
All right, habit number 1, mastering the vocal response, or the power of talking back.
Let's start right at the beginning of your day with a habit that almost everyone gets completely wrong. Most budgie owners are great at talking at their bird. You narrate your day, you say good morning, and hey, that's great, but you absolutely must talk back. Budgies are one of the rare animals on Earth capable of true vocal learning. In the wild, flock members don't just call out into the void, they actively respond to each other. Every single contact call is answered to confirm that everyone is present and safe. That back and forth exchange is exactly how your budgie knows they're real to you and that they belong to your flock. So when your budgie chirps at you and you just sit there in silence, you're missing a massive invitation to connect. And look, you don't even need to know exactly what to say. Just repeat their sounds back, whistle, or even hum in a soft, warm tone. The actual content doesn't matter at all, but the response does. Every time you answer, your budgie's brain registers the exact same comforting thought it would in the wild. I called and my flock answered. Budgies who get these consistent vocal responses show measurably stronger bonds, they're way more willing to step up, and their overall body language is just so much more relaxed.
Moving on to habit number 2, the daily greeting ritual and setting the tone. Talking back is only one piece of the puzzle. How you actually enter the room sets the tone for everything else. I want you to genuinely think about this for a second. How do you usually greet your budgie? If you just walk straight into the room in silence and march right up to their cage, or worse, immediately reach for the cage door, you're skipping a vital step your budgie has been waiting for you to learn. By doing that, you're instantly putting your flock on high alert, because in the wild, birds don't just magically appear next to each other out of nowhere. They always announce themselves. Instead, you need to establish a daily greeting ritual. Here's how. As you approach the room, make a specific, consistent sound. It could be a soft contact call, a special whistle, or just a familiar word. Just make sure it's the exact same sound every single time, letting them know it's safe and that you're coming. Then just pause for a moment before you do anything else. Over a few days and weeks, that little sound becomes an anchor. Your budgie's nervous system literally learns to associate it with safety. What used to be a moment of mild panic becomes a moment of recognition, and eventually, pure, eager anticipation.
Okay, habit number 3, body language and proximity, specifically the slow blink. So you're in the room and your budgie knows you're there, but what you do next with your face can instantly undo all of that amazing progress. Budgies have extraordinary vision. Their eyes sit on the sides of their heads, giving them nearly 360-degree awareness. As prey animals, that's their first line of defense. They are constantly scanning for fast movements, sudden changes, or any sign of danger. Because of this, when you stare directly at your budgie without blinking, you're basically speaking the language of a predator. You're locked on, and their nervous system reacts to a threat, even if they look physically still on the outside. Luckily, the fix for this takes like exactly 3 seconds. When you happen to catch their eye, consciously let your gaze soften. Give them a slow, gentle blink, just a long, relaxed close and open. Do it exactly how you'd look at someone you feel completely comfortable around. Then just look slightly away. I guarantee you will literally see their feathers settle slightly and their posture relax. That's not them being indifferent. That is genuine comfort. Do this every day, and your mere presence will stop triggering their natural vigilance.
Next up is habit number 4, the power of doing absolutely nothing, or ambient presence.
What if I told you the absolute most powerful thing you could do for your bird required literally zero effort from you? A lot of us think bonding has to mean constant interaction, training sessions, offering premium treats, playing. When you're just sitting across the room and your budgie is chilling in the cage, it feels like nothing is happening, right? But actually, something massive is happening. Budgies are deeply social flock animals. In the wild, flocks spend the vast majority of their day just existing near each other. This ambient presence is the baseline of flock safety. It communicates, I see you, and everything is totally fine. Over time, they're going to mirror your calm energy and actually seek out your proximity during these quiet, do-nothing moments.
All right, habit number 5, the rules of touch and avoiding the fatal mistake.
Eventually, all that ambient presence is going to pay off. You'll earn their deep trust and they'll allow you to get close. But when they finally do, you absolutely must avoid a fatal tactile mistake. Getting this wrong teaches your budgie to dread contact instead of craving it. In the wild, budgies groom each other almost exclusively on the head and face. Why? Because those are the areas they simply can't reach themselves. You need to strictly stick to these safe zones, the serae around the beak, right behind the eyes, and the top of the skull. You must absolutely 100% avoid touching their back, wings, or tail, because doing that mimics exactly how a predator would grab them from above. By focusing on those specific, hard-to-reach spots on the head, you're speaking their language flawlessly. It tells them, I trust you with the parts of me I cannot protect. When you use just one finger for slow, gentle strokes right on their head, you'll see their eyes close slightly, and those little head feathers puff up. That right there is a biological release of oxytocin. You're reinforcing a deep, trusting bond exactly like a wild bonded flock member would. And that brings us to our final habit, number 6, the departure signal and how to end the interaction. To complete our daily journey, we have this final habit, and it is arguably the most crucial one for maintaining all that hard-earned trust you've just built up. In a wild flock setting, departure signals matter immensely. If a flock member leaves without signaling, it registers to the other birds as a loss or a sign of potential danger. Every single unexplained absence literally costs you a small amount of trust and damages your bond. So here's what you do. You need to end every single interaction the exact same way. When you're done, whether you're putting them back in the cage, closing the door, or just walking out of the room to grab a coffee, make a specific sound or whistle, and use the exact same one every single time. This sound basically translates to, hey, I'm done for now, but I am coming back. Within just a few days of using consistent goodbye signals, your budgie will learn to trust the pattern. Instead of frantically stress calling after you, they'll just acknowledge your departure and calmly go back to whatever they were doing. And that really brings us full circle. These 6 daily habits are such tiny investments of your time, but man, they pay off with unbelievable loyalty. You don't need to rely on grand gestures or expensive toys anymore. You are proving to your budgie that you finally understand and speak their native language. You're basically telling them, day in and day out, I see you, I am here, and you are entirely safe with me. So, now that we've decoded the hidden language of your flock and stripped away all those human misconceptions about affection, I have a challenge for you. Take a hard look at your own daily routine with your bird. Ask yourself, have you been asking them to understand your language, or are you finally ready to speak theirs? Which of these micro habits are you going to start trying today?